Good afternoon, everyone. This is Delana from Delana's Yoga Suite, and we are here on our YouTube channel. So feel free to jump on, join on, and feel free to bring any friends and family with you as well. This is an open level class, so no experience is necessary. As you see behind me, there are some props here, and I will definitely go over on how to use the props throughout our practice. If child's pose is already a part of your practice, feel free to take it whenever you can throughout your yoga session. You do not have to be told to get into your child's pose, but if you need to connect with your breath again, if you need to take that break, feel free to take on that child's pose. It will always welcome you. Just a few tidbits before we continue. A lot of interesting and great shifts are happening here at Delana's Yoga Suite. We have added services here at Delana's Yoga Suite. We have chair time massage, also known as our quickie massage, where you can get a 15-minute or 30-minute session, and I can travel to you with that service. Also, we have table time massage, where you can get an hour or an hour and a half session. And in that session, you have the option of being fully clothed or partially clothed, where you will have to wear some undergarments. So feel free to check out the website, Delana's Yoga Suite, for additional information on how you can book your appointments, on how you can come to the studio, or how I can travel to you. Also, we have digital gift cards that are now available. So feel free to grab them. They're great gifts to give for family and friends, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. Also, feel free to grab one for yourself. So again, all these great things you can find them on the Facebook page, Delana's Yoga Suite. You can also find them on Delana's Yoga Suite website, delanasyogaSuite.com. It's all lowercase letters, all one name, delanasyogaSuite.com. Feel free to leave any other questions or comments, and after the session, I will definitely answer any questions or comments that you may have for your session. And again, let's go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, we're going to bring ourselves to that comfortable seated position wherever that is. So go ahead and find wherever you are. So you can straighten the legs. You can also use a pillow or bolster to roll underneath the knees here, if that's comfortable for you. Feel free to use a blanket as well to support you here. You can sit on top of the pillow, or you can sit on top of your blanket if you need to elevate your seat. Feel free to use a wall if you want to press your back up against the wall to support your spine. And you can do all of the above as far as elevate the seat using a blanket or pillow and using the wall. The reason being is that we're going to be here for a little while. So we want to be as comfortable as humanly possible. So the first version, again, you can sit with the legs straightened. You can sit with the bottoms of the feet pressed together, coming into your bound angle pose here. And you can still use your blankets, pillows, and even blocks to support underneath your knees and thighs. Another way to sit, for those who feel a little bit more comfortable with bending the knees, you can cross the legs. And it doesn't matter which leg, you can cross the left over right or right over left, and you can still support your knees and thighs using the blankets, blocks, or pillows. For those who are really ready to take on that extra practice with their seated position, you can take yourself and bring yourself into a half or full lotus. So your half or full lotus is where you take one ankle and you draw that ankle into your left hip, or vice versa. You can take your left ankle and draw it into your right hip. Coming into your half lotus, the bottom leg can remain crossed underneath your seat. And you can still use that blanket, block, or pillow to support your knee and thigh. As you can see, my knee and hip is really tight here, so that knee is going to lift a little bit higher. But if you're interested in coming into full lotus, you can take your bottom leg, cross it over the top leg that's crossed, and tuck both heels into the hip. So again, whichever one feels comfortable for you, again, We're going to be here for a little while longer because we're going to open up in our opening meditation. So we want to create a comfortable seated position as much as possible. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and elevate my seat using the pillow here. And if your seated position starts to feel uncomfortable at any time, remember you can always shift it even in your opening meditation position. So we're here, we're in our comfortable seated position. Now we're going to adjust our hands and arms here. So taking your hands and your wrists, you can drape them across the knees and thighs. Palms can face down if you want grounding, if you want inspired grounding and stillness. Your palms can face up if you need energy, if you feel sluggish. Sometimes you need a little bit of everything, so one hand up or down, you can have that. For meditation, the thumb and pointer fingers can touch at the tips, the three fingers can extend, and you can drape them across the knees. Kasepana Mudra, where you take your palms here, you interlace all the fingers except for your pointer finger. Point both pointer fingers toward the floor, press both palms into the belly button. This is inspiring the release of anything that does not serve your purpose mentally, physically, or emotionally. And especially during this time, you might have quite a few stuff that we want to release, so feel free to use this hand mudra to release that. So once we find that comfortable seated position, wherever we are, we're going to take a really long breath. Take that deep breath in through the nose. And exhale through the nose. So in yoga, we're only breathing in and out of the nostrils. But if you have any type of nostril obstruction, you have a stuffy nose, anything of that nature, the most important thing is that you are breathing. So if you do have a stuffy nose, breathe in and out of the mouth. So today's practice, Pranayama Yoga, we're going to activate our three-part breath, Dirga Pranayama. So we're going to take first and foremost that deep breath in through the nose once again. And we're going to exhale, roll our eyelids fully closed. So from here, we're going to take a slow and deep breath in through the nostrils. Fill the stomach only. Expand your stomach from all directions. Expand your stomach as if you were blowing up a balloon. Roll the belly button away from the body. Exhale, deflate the body. Roll the belly button back into the spine. Deflate your stomach from your left hip to your right hip. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathe only into the stomach. Expand the stomach away from the body. Really give yourself space. Exhale. Breathing into your left and right rib cage. Feel the left and right sides of your torso expand away from the body. Create space between each rib. Exhale, feel your left and right rib cage hug the torso. Closing the space once created. Breathe into now your chest. Roll the sternum away from the body. Feel the sternum expand away from the heart center. Feel your heart center create space in the chest. Exhale, slowly roll the sternum back into the heart center. Roll the heart center back into the chest. Breathe into the stomach this time. Expand the stomach within it without limits. Feel your left and right rib cage expand without limits. Take up as much space within the body as you need. Breathe in and feel the chest roll away from the body. Allow the sternum to expand, allow the heart to expand. Create space. Take up space. Go beyond space. And allow your body to fully expand within the torso only. Feel that torso take up as much space. Breathing into the stomach, the rib cage, the chest. Exhale, feel the breath leave the stomach, deflating the stomach from all directions. Feel the rib cage deflate. Feel the chest deflate. Breathe into the stomach. Breathe into the rib cage. Breathe into the chest. Breathe out of the stomach. Breathe out of your rib cage. Breathe out of your chest. Continue breathing on your own. And elongating your inhalation. Delaying your exhalation. Whenever you're ready to begin movement, slowly straighten the legs out in front of you, separating your legs as wide as possible. Press your heels forward, pull the toes toward the face. Tilting the hips and pelvis forward, lengthening the spine and relaxing the shoulders, lifting the heart. We're going to gently press the hands into the laps. And while we're activating the bottoms of the feet, we're going to take that deep breath in, lift the heart, roll the shoulders up, around, and back. Press the crown of the head toward the ceiling. Taking your fingertips and palms and walking them to the center. And again, your legs do not have to be really wide. You can loosen up the wideness. And if you still feel a little bit of tension in your hamstrings or calves, you can place a blanket, a block, or even a pillow underneath your knees here. You can also release that tension underneath the hamstrings and calves by bending the knees a little bit. Taking in that next deep breath in through the nostrils. Whenever you're ready, walk your fingertips forward. We're going to come into our forward fold here. So we're going to first lead with our chest. And again, you can go as far as the body will allow you to. Hinge from the hips as you roll yourself forward. You can bend your elbows, press your forearms and palms here. You can straighten the elbows here and reach yourself forward. You can tuck the chin to the chest and round the spine. So in this forward fold, we want to keep our feet flexed. We want to keep pressing the heels forward and pulling the toes toward the face, because that's where that opening is going to come from. So walking yourself forward, reaching your fingertips and palms forward, tuck the chin into the chest. Breathing deeply here in through the nose. Exhale. Breathing in, and feel free to go as far as the body will allow you to go, or not. Breathing in. Exhale, just keep the toes pointing toward the ceiling, pointing toward the sky. Breathing in. Exhale. So now we're going to activate that 3-part breath. Breathing into the stomach. Breathing into the rib cage. Breathing into the chest. Then whenever you're ready, breathe out of the stomach. Breathe out of the rib cage. Breathe out of the chest. Slowly breathe in once again, inflating the body. And slowly walk your fingertips and palms back. Slowly walk your arms back. Slowly lift the torso, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. From here, we're going to twist to the left. And we're going to roll ourselves over top of the left leg here. So if you have a string, strap, or belt, you can use that to wrap around the bottom of the left foot, and you can press the legs of the strap together, or just hold on to each leg of the strap and just wind your arms as far as the body will allow you to. You can also use your fingertips and palms to press over top of the thighs, the shin, the toes, or the bottoms of the feet. And if you want to deepen this forward fold, you can interlace your fingers around the bottoms of the feet. Rotate your belly button and chest so that you're resting over top of the left leg. And go as far, once again, as the body will allow you to go. So we're going to breathe deep here. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing into the stomach. Breathe into your rib cage. Breathe into your chest. Breathe out of the stomach. Breathe out of the rib cage. Breathe out of the chest. Slowly breathe in, walk the fingertips back, lifting the torso. We're going to switch sides, so go ahead and twist over to your right. Hands walking on either side of the right leg this time. We're going to walk ourselves forward with either the fingertips, with either the straps. Again, this is your forward fold. If you want to deepen or release it, to deepen your forward fold, you can interlace your fingers around the bottoms of the feet or hold on to either side of the wrist. But we want to rotate our belly button and chest over top of this right leg here. Remember, keep both of your feet flexed. This is where the openness will come from. And if you feel that tightness in the hamstrings or calves, put a small bend into that right knee, or gently press a blanket, pillow, or block underneath that right leg. Look at yourself over top, breathing deeply here. Inhale, exhale, breathing in, exhale. Breathing in through the stomach, breathing in through the rib cage, breathing in through the chest. Exhale out of the stomach, exhale out of the rib cage, exhale out of the chest. Slowly breathe in and walk your fingertips and palms back, lifting the torso, untwisting the torso here. Slowly breathe in and exhale, slowly roll the legs closed here. So from here, we're going to flip ourselves over. So wherever you are, go ahead and start to flatten your whole top of the body into the mat and floor. Palms are going to press underneath your shoulders, the tops of the feet. Everything is going to press into your mat and floor, pointing the toes away from the body. So even while we're pressing the top of the body into the mat and floor, we're still pulling the shoulders away from the ears. And as you can see, I'm going to take my elbows, or wings as I like to call them sometimes, and I'm going to press them into the body. So you should do the same thing. Press your elbows into the rib cage, into the body as close as possible, while pressing your palms and fingers into the mat and floor. Spread your fingers wide. So we're going to come into our cobra pose here. Breathing in. Slowly inhale, lift your head. Press into your palms gently, coming into your baby cobra. If you're interested in coming into medium cobra, straighten the elbows a little bit, lifting the head, neck, and chest. Creating a little bit of pressure into your palms here. If you're interested in coming into your full cobra, straighten the elbows fully. Continue to relax the shoulders away from the ears. You're going to feel that chest and stomach roll forward, creating more space. Lock the elbows here, press into your palms and finger pads. So if you really feel like taking your back bend up an extra notch by coming into your upward facing dog, so it's not a cobra, but it's cobra-like. The only difference is you're going to slide your palms right beside the rib cage. Continue to bend your elbows into the rib cage, into the body. So this time we're going to lift the head, neck, chest, stomach, hips, thighs, knees, shins. So the only thing that touches the mat are the tops of the feet and your palms. Your hips and thighs are going to hover above your mat and floor. So again, this is your back bend. You can always come here into your baby cobra, whichever one best fits you. So from here, I'm going to come into a full cobra here. But again, make your adjustments. No matter where you are, roll your shoulders down and back. Feel your chest roll forward. You're going to feel that deep arch within the spine, whether it's a deep arch or deep bend, or whether it's a light work within the top and middle spine, if you're lifting just the head and the neck, coming into baby and medium cobra. So we're going to breathe here. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the nostrils. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing in through the stomach, the rib cage, the chest. Breathe out, and breathe out. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows and lower your body fully down into the mat and floor, fully flattening the body here. Breathe in and lift your torso, coming into hands and knees, tabletop pose. Palms are going to rest on underneath the shoulders. Knees are going to be hip width distance apart. Pressing the crown of the head forward, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat and floor. We're going to transition into our child's pose balasana. So there are a couple of ways to get into it. You can press your knees and thighs together, or you can separate your knees to the width of the mat, allowing the big toes to touch. From here, go ahead and press your seat back. Your seat does not have to touch the heels, but you still want to shift as much weight away from the body as possible. Extend the head down to the mat as you extend your arms in front of you. You can extend your arms in front of the body, or you can relax the arms beside the body. Create a comfortable position within your child's pose to yourself. Again, if you need that pillow or blanket to rest underneath the knees, create that additional cushioning here. If you need to elevate the head because you're starting to feel a little bit of nausea because the blood is starting to rush to your head because the head is lower than the hips in your child's pose, use your blocks here. And you can use a block or a blanket, hardback book, anything with a flat surface. Press that underneath the forehead. That's if you need to elevate the head. The great thing about your yogi blocks here is that you can change the height of the block here to where you need it. So this is our resting pose, our child's pose. So create that comfortable child's pose. And once you do so, slowly breathe in through the nostrils and exhale. Breathing in. So this is a really great way to slow the breath down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Remember, you can always come here at any time throughout your practice. You do not have to be told to come into your child's pose. Child's pose will always welcome you, no matter where you are. Whenever you're ready to come out of your child's pose, just slide your palms underneath your shoulders and lift the torso. Come into your hands and knees, tabletop pose. Go ahead and start to roll your knees underneath each hip, the tops of the feet pressing to the mat and floor. You can remain here if this is as far as the body will allow you to go. And again, create the adjustments that best fit you. So if you need that additional cushion underneath your knees, feel free to use that blanket or pillow. If you need that additional support within your wrists, if you have carpal tunnel or wrist issues, take your blanket, place it underneath your hands and palms. Allow your fingers to glaze over the top of the blanket. Giving yourself, and then pressing the edge of your palm or the heel of your palm into the mat and floor so that you still have a little bit of grip there. So again, there are many, many ways to make your practice fit you and as comfortable as the body needs to. So you shouldn't feel like you're struggling through your practice there. You shouldn't feel like you're having issues to where you're forced to stop. It shouldn't feel uncomfortable in your practice. Not physically anyway. So from here, if you're interested in coming into your downward facing dog, you can curl the toes under. All of the toes, stretch all of the toes. Lock the elbows, very important. Press into your palms and your finger pads. Straighten the knees and lift the seat and hips toward the ceiling and sky. While the seat and hips are pushed toward the ceiling and sky, push your head in between the elbows without moving your hands and feet. You can bend the knees a little bit or a lot, especially if you're ready to deepen your downward facing dog. But if you feel that tightness in the hamstrings or calves, you can lift and lower the heels here, pedaling the heels, or you can just leave the knees bent. You can press your ankles and feet together or widen the feet. Again, this is your downward facing dog. And remember, hands and knees, tabletop pose will always welcome you. Child's pose will always welcome you. So feel free to adjust your pose to where you feel that you need it to go. So wherever you are, we're going to breathe deeply here. Whether you're in downward facing dog, hands and knees, tabletop pose, or even child's pose. So we're really going to breathe here. If you're in downward facing dog, lift your seat and hips high. Exhale, push the head in between the elbows. Breathing in, inhale to lift. Exhale to push back. Inhale to lift. From the seat and hips, breathe into the stomach. Breathe into the rib cage. Breathe into the chest. Exhale, push back to the back of your mat or push away from your mat if your hands and knees tabletop pose. Out of the stomach, out of the rib cage, out of the chest. Breathing deeply here. We're going to lift that left leg just a little bit off the mat and floor. Exhale, hop, scotch, walk, running. You can lower both knees to do that. Taking your left hand and guiding that left foot in between your fingertips, in between your palms. Take this opportunity to grab your blocks, your hardback books, whatever you need to use as your props to rest on either side of that left foot. And again, that right knee can lower or the right knee can straighten. We're going to come into that low lunge for just a moment. So again, using your blocks here, using your fingertips or palms, wherever you are, slide that either right knee if you're lowering it, slide your right knee or your right foot if you choose to lift it back so that all of your weight drops into the hips here. Press your right thigh toward the ceiling while you bend into the left knee. Lift the head, neck, and chest here. Breathing here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Coming into that three-part breath, breathe into the stomach. Breathe into your rib cage. Breathe into the chest. Breathe out of the stomach. Breathe out of the rib cage. Breathe out of the chest. We're going to slowly breathe in and straighten the left knee this time. So push back, push away, straighten your left knee. Press your right heel into the mat and floor. You may have to walk that right foot just enough to drop the right heel down. Feel free to still use your blocks here, your hardback books. Your hands can interlace or press around on top of the left foot here. You can interlace your fingers over top of the shin or over top of the thigh. You can press your finger pads and palms into the mat and floor. You can still use your blocks here. So again, find your version of your pose here. Parsvatanasana. We're just going to roll over top of this left leg one more time. Your heels and toes are going to point in the same direction. Your toes are going to point to the front of the mat. Your heels are going to point to the back of the mat. Pull your left hip back, pull your right hip forward. And naturally roll your torso over top of the left leg. Breathing here, inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing in through the nostrils. Exhale. Now activating that three-part breath, breathe into the stomach. Breathe into the rib cage. Breathe into the chest. Now from here, we're going to peel into our Trikonasana, our triangle pose. So you do have the option of leaving your left hand, your left palm, your left prop, anywhere to the inside or outside of your left foot. Once again, that left hand can press over top of the left foot, over top of the shin and calf, over top of the thigh, and you can even press the back of the hand to the inside of that left leg. Try straightening that left knee once again as much as possible. So while that left hand is adjusted, your feet are still placed in that same direction. We're going to twist from our belly button. That's what's going to move our torso. Continue to pull your shoulders away from the ears. Twist for your belly button. Your shoulders should move in the same line as your torso. So if your torso doesn't twist a lot, your shoulders shouldn't twist a lot. Peel open that right arm up toward the ceiling. Lean back into that left leg. Press it to your feet. Press into the left palm. Your head can roll over the right shoulder. Or if you have any neck issues, look straight ahead. Breathing here. Inhale. Exhale. Twist from your belly button. Lean back into that left leg. Breathing in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time we're going to activate that three-part breath. Breathe into the stomach, even with a twist here. Breathe into the rib cage. Breathe into the chest. Breathe out of the stomach. Breathe out of the rib cage. Breathe out of the chest. If you have hypertension, high blood pressure, shoulder issues, rest the hand into the hip. If you're interested in coming to that extended version, roll that right hand over top of the head. Palm pressed down. We're going to take that final deep breath in. Exhale, roll both of your hands on either side of the left leg here. Now we're going to switch sides here. So go ahead and take both of your hands and walk them to the middle. Walk your toes with you. Walk them over to the right leg. So now we're going to point both of our toes to the back of the mat. We're going to point both of our heels to the front of the mat. Both heels and feet are pressed into the mat and floor. And if that left heel is not pressed into the mat and floor, adjust that left foot to make sure that it firmly presses into the mat and floor. We're also going to adjust our hips here. So pull your right hip back, pull your left hip forward. And again, take your blocks with you. You can use your fingertips, your palms, your blocks. You can interlace your hands over top of the right foot, over top of the shin, over top of the thigh. So for a moment, we're just going to roll our torso over top of the right leg. Adjust your forefall to the intensity of the tightness of your hamstrings and calves. So if your hamstrings and calves are really, really, really tight here, lift your torso until you feel that relief. We don't want to overextend those tendons there. We don't want to stress those muscles. So breathe in here. Relax your torso over top of that right leg. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing in through the nostrils. Exhale. Breathe into the stomach. Breathe into the rib cage. Breathe into the chest. Exhale from your stomach. Exhale from your rib cage. Exhale from your chest. Now we're going to peel ourselves into our Trikonasana, our triangle pose. So taking your right hand and pressing it anywhere to the inside or outside of the right leg, take your block, your prop. You can also press your right hand over top of the foot, the shin, the thigh. You can press the back of your right hand to the inside of your right leg. Twisting from your belly button. But first, relax the shoulders. Press your crown of the head forward. Twist from your belly button so that your shoulder travels with it. Again, you don't want to, travel without the belly button and the arm roll ahead of the torso. Lean back into that right leg, extending your left arm as you twist. If you have hypertension, high blood pressure, shoulder issues, rest the hand to the hip. If you're looking to extend, go ahead and roll that left hand over top of the head, palm pressed down. You can also turn your head over that left shoulder. But twist from the belly button. You want to take that torso with you. Breathe in here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale to twist and lean back. Breathe into the stomach, the rib cage, the chest. Breathe out of the stomach, the rib cage, the chest. Slowly roll that left hand and arm down into the mat and floor. Walk both hands on either side of the right foot. So one hand on the inside, one hand on the outside, or one block or hard back book on the inside, one block or hard back book on the outside. From here, we're going to come into that low lunge, so bend your right knee. Go ahead and bend it and make sure that the right knee sits over top of the ankle. Take your left foot and slide your left foot back until all of your body weight drops into the hips here. Lift your head, neck, and chest. That left leg can lift off the mat and floor, or it can lower down to the mat and floor. Whichever one best fits you. You can always use your pillow and blanket to support that left knee. If you're choosing to lift that knee, press the left thigh toward the ceiling as you bend into that right knee. Relax the shoulders, lift the head, neck, and chest. Breathe in here, inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Coming into that 3-part breath, breathe into the stomach, the rib cage, the chest. Breathe out of the stomach. Breathe out of the rib cage. Breathe out of the chest. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale to hopscotch, set, walk, run. However you can walk both of your feet to your hands. You want to walk your feet to your hands so that you don't end up walking yourself off your mat. Tucking the chin into the chest, allow the head, neck, torso, shoulders, arms, and hands to dangle here. While your feet and toes and legs are activating, your feet and hips are lifting, but your torso is released. That head and neck are released. Feel free to use your hands on either side of the feet. Feel free to take your blocks with you. So if you feel a tightness in your lower back, bring it to a half fold. You can walk your palms into the shins, create a shelf with your back. Press the crown of the head forward as you relax the shoulders. You can tighten the stomach and the fingertips can dangle as you flatten your back, or take your blocks with you here. Your blocks can press in front of you a few inches and stack your blocks as high as the body will allow you to. Press the crown of the head forward, relaxing the shoulders. Wherever you are within your forefold, deeply breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathe into your stomach. Breathe into the rib cage. Breathe into the chest. Breathe out of the stomach, the rib cage, the chest. So even when the stomach and the torso is constricted, You can bring some breath into the torso. It's not impossible, but even with that constriction, you can still expand the torso, even if it's just a little bit. Breathing here, inhale. Slowly lift the torso, press into your feet and toes, lengthening the spine. We want to first roll our shoulders up, around, and back. And we're going to press the crown of the head toward the ceiling. Coming to our mountain pose, relaxing the arms beside the body. Feet pressed into the mat and floor. So from here, we're going to come into our balancing pose. We're going to work on our tripod headstand. So first and foremost, we want to start off by feel free to walk yourself to a wall. So you can go anywhere near a wall, and we're going to take a deep breath in first. Inhale, lift the arms above the head for just a second. Exhale, slowly roll yourself forward, bend your knees. We're going to come back into hands and knees tabletop pose. Because we're going to get into our tripod handstand from our hands and knees tabletop pose. So from here, feel free to come into a wall. If you're interested in getting into it and you want to use the wall as your prop, take your fingertips and walk them at least a foot or two away from the wall. Don't worry, your feet will make it there, even though you're just a foot or two away from the wall. But if you're not interested in fully lifting the legs and you don't feel comfortable with your base, no problem. We're going to work dynamically into it. But if this is already a part of your practice, feel free to pop into your headstand. This is your practice. Whenever you're finished with your headstand, come back into your child's pose. So first and foremost, we're going to take the palms once again, press them underneath the shoulders, fingertips spread. Now we're going to bend the elbows. Bend the elbows into your rib cage and body, just like you did in your cobra pose in the back bend. So now the elbows are bent into the body. The elbows are bent at a 90-degree angle. Feel free to remain here and just press your seat back. Press into your palms. Roll to your forehead as you exhale. Inhale, roll to the crown of the head. Exhale, roll to the forehead. Inhale, roll to the crown of the head. Now the reason why we're going back and forth, we want to get used to shifting some weight into the palms here. And the best way to do that is to rock the head back and forth, press away from the floor, using your palms. Turn your shoulders to support the lower back, press the seat back, continue to press into the palms. Relax the shoulders. So push the shoulders away from the body, push into the palms. Inhale to lift, exhale, press the seat back. So that's our first moment there. Now, if you feel comfortable with holding the shoulders here, pressing into the crown of the head, pushing the shoulders away, pushing into the palms, feel free to. You can curl the toes under and lift one leg, the other leg, or both legs. Push yourself away from the floor. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. So feel free to practice that. Again, this is your practice. If you feel comfortable with adding that weight into your palms, feel free to. But if you have any type of wrist sensitivity, if you don't feel comfortable with your base, go back to the rolling of the head back and forth. Again, child pose will always welcome you. So next, coming into our headstand with, and I'll use the wall here, so to kind of show you how you can dynamically use the wall here. Again, take your time. This is not a rush. The goal is to feel comfortable with your base, more so than the legs lifting. The legs are the icing of the cake. You want to feel comfortable with your base before you lift the feet anyway. So the head is lifting here. If you feel comfortable with straightening the knees, you can walk your back into the wall. In this case, make sure your back of the head connects with the wall, press into the palms, and press your back into the wall here. And again, you can lift one leg, then the other. And if you feel comfortable with both, feel free to. So again, this is your headstand. So come into your practice the best one that fits you. And remember, the base is the most important part of your practice. If you do not feel comfortable with putting weight on your palms, just press the seat back and forth, rolling your head from the crown of the head, that's the top of your head here, to the forehead. Use your seat to push back and forth. Practice pushing yourself into the mat and floor and relaxing the shoulders. Whenever you're done with your headstand, come back into your child's pose. Hold here for a few breaths. Wherever you are within your headstand, breathe into the stomach, breathe into the rib cage, breathe into the chest. So even in your balancing pose, even when we switch up and balance from our head, we still want to control that breath. We still want to bring breath into the body. So don't forget your breath, even though you're working on your headstand. No matter where you are, breathe deeply. So from here, taking in that deep breath into the nostrils, slowly lift yourself and turn your seat so that it presses into the mat and floor. From here, go ahead and start to slide the body down into the mat. And this time you can rest your arms above the head, or you can rest your arms beside the body. Make sure your palms are facing up. You can also use your blankets and pillows to roll underneath your back, underneath your legs, so feel free to get comfortable. Feel free to use your pillows and your blankets here to roll underneath the back. You can kind of use a towel or a blanket, create like a tube by rolling the edges, creating that long tube. And you can also just use a pillow there as well. Press the blanket and a pillow at the base of your seat, at the base of your spine, right where your seat begins, and walk yourself down so that the column of your back rests into the middle or center of the pillow. Or if you're rolling that blanket or towel into a tube, roll the column of the spine over top of that blanket and feel your shoulders just roll away. If you're looking for an additional lift, use your block, use an extra pillow to roll underneath the head to lift the head a little bit. Make this as comfortable as possible. So while you're holding your Shavasana, while you're holding your final pose, we're going to come to our final resting. So just leave yourself wherever you are. Breathe deeply in through the nostrils. If you feel any tension in your feet, in your legs, release them and let them go. If you feel any tension in your hips, in your seat, in your stomach, in the left and right rib cage, in the chest, in the shoulders, in the fingers, in the hands, in the shoulders, in the neck. Release them and let them go. Breathe into the face, on top of the head, as you slowly roll the eyelids fully closed. above all else. Just let go. As you come back to the here and now, allow gentle and soft movement to return to the fingers and toes by wiggling them. Allow the wrists and ankles to rotate in circles, shaking the head yes, rolling the head no. On your next exhalation, bend both knees into the stomach and chest, wrapping your arms around the shins or underneath the thighs, giving yourself a big hug. Thanking yourself for coming to the mat. Thanking the self for taking care of the self. Slowly roll yourself to the right side of the mat while you remain in fetal position, allowing for your right arm, block, blanket, pillow, right arm, whatever you have to cradle the head. After one or two of your breaths, slowly and gently lift yourself into a comfortable seated position while remaining in meditative state. Slowly roll the arms around the body, connecting the palms at the top of the head. Exhale, press both palms, heart center, Anjali Mudra. Thank you for coming to this practice, to this session. May you find peace within and without. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out to your session. Again, this is a really great way to take care of yourself mentally and physically. Feel free to share this page with friends and family. And also feel free to leave a message and questions about any of the poses. You can always reach me anytime at Delana's Yoga Suite. So feel free to call, text, or even just send me an email at the website. And again, I look forward to seeing everyone on the mat. Feel free to check out the great new services and activities that we have going on. And we're going to come up with another practice. So feel free to look out for meditation yoga that we're going to come back with. So definitely look out for that next class and session. But also feel free to check out the other classes that are happening, that have happened already on the channel. I look forward to seeing and hearing everyone soon. Everyone, please be safe, be courteous, have compassion, not just for others, but most importantly for yourself. See you guys again soon. Bye-bye.